Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
No matter if you're eating out or cooking something at home, eatlocalminnesota.com has you covered with a list of locally owned restaurants and food purveyors. Locally owned Vinaigrette has been offering the finest olive oil and vinegar since 2009. Reintroduce yourself to all the many flavors by tasting before you buy. From darker white balsamic to cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil from all over the world, there is something for everyone. Vinaigrette, located at 50th and Xerxes in Minneapolis, or at vinaigrettemn.com. The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for fun. Enjoy the fantastic food like their pizzas, burgers, and sandwiches, the best bowling in Minnesota, their wildly popular outdoor patio, great drink specials, all the big games on their numerous screens, and it's the perfect place for your next private event, even large gatherings for over 200. The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for everyone. Have fun at the Park Tavern, Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy overnight with a low of 4 below, wind chills of 15 below. Saturday, sunny, high of 9, but wind chills of 15 below in the morning. Make your next meal one to remember with an Eat Local Minnesota restaurant or food purveyor. See the current list of Eat Local Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors at eatlocalminnesota.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken.
And this is Ghostbox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakken. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Casual Friday here on Ghostbox Radio. How exciting. Well, it was exciting to get through the week. And this is my third studio I've been in this week for shows. I mean, it's pretty incredible, actually. I'm tonight, I'm back at home. And over at the studio tonight, we got Mr. Adam. How are you tonight?
Very good. And yeah, you are definitely showing off the, what is that? Normally the tour of homes, you can do the tour of studios hosted by Greg Bakken.
Is it wrong that the one in my house is a little bit nicer than the other ones at the station?
Oh, there's a little bit of me that's jealous that you're in a clean,
let's not go too far.
Cleanish environment.
Yeah, I mean, cleanish. Yeah, I can understand. Now, of course, this is a ruse in a sense that Adam and I are like, how are you tonight? It's nice to see you, all that stuff. Because right before the show, we were playing the age-old game of what C-list celebrities are dead or not. And Adam, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to out you, but I'm surprised with how little you knew about the cast of Happy Days, to be honest.
Outside of Henry Winkler and Ron Howard, yeah, I had no idea that the woman who played Joni was dead.
Aaron Moran.
Thank you.
You're
Tom Bosley.
Yeah, he's gone.
Passed.
Yeah.
I don't know about Mrs. Cunningham. I don't know.
She's still with us. She's in her early 90s.
Potsy and Ralph Mouth.
They're still with us.
All right. And then there was the other one.
Chuck?
No, the Owls.
The Owls?
Al, A-L-S.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're both. So you got one Arnold, who is Pat Morita, right? And yes. he passed, and then you have Al Del Vecchio, and he's the other one. Yeah, El Marinaro, I think, something like that. So yeah, no. So that's for those who wanted to know. That's who's still alive and not with us from Happy Days. Now you do know Gary Coleman had passed, right?
Gary Coleman.
Not he's not from Happy Days.
No, he was Different Strokes.
Yeah.
And then Willis is the only one alive from that cast. If I remember
Todd
right.
Bridges is literally the only one alive from that show.
And by the end of the 80s, you thought you would have thought he would have been the first one gone.
Yeah, I mean, if we were doing a pool, I think we all would have lost.
I would have totally lost that one.
Yeah, and and also because I'm a big fan of those shows, Laverne and Shirley. It's about a year ago since Cindy Williams passed.
I do remember when she passed, because I was kind of hurt. It's like, oh, that one stung a little bit.
It does, and
I
was
like
watching
Laverne and Shirley.
I did too, and I was watching an episode of The Simpsons where they brought in David Landers to live in their house. He played Squiggy, who had now since passed, and he is one of my favorite people. You know, he'd keep, whenever someone would say something nasty about anything, he'd come through the door, hello. You know, it's just it just love him. So yeah, it was good. It was a nice surprise to see him. So we're heading into the weekend, right? That's nice.
And outside of the Me TV lineup that we watch,
right? Exactly. Very, very true. Very true. So yeah, we're getting into the weekend here. I think today we're going to read the question of the week. We got some responses on Facebook. The question of the week is as follows. If you want to put your own answer in the comments, or you want to give us a call, question of the week is, have you ever taken a picture with a full-bodied apparition appearing in the picture itself, or for that matter, have been guided by spirit to take a photograph that became meaningful in any way? And if you want to share your story, please give us a call, 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. Adam is standing by on the phone. Lynette says,
I'm saying thank you very much. I'm not that short.
Well, yeah. I mean, you do have the camera set up as if you're hey, I won't go into it. Lynette says, remember Lenny and the Squig Tones? I certainly do. So that's good as well. So I want to start off with the fact that the whole thing with the pictures, for me, I was just thinking about this the other day, and the idea of being guided by spirit to take a picture. I was in Deadwood, South Dakota, with my friend John and his wife Chris and some other folks, and we took a trip a little bit outside of Deadwood, and I don't remember this small sort of like mining town that still has some people there, and we drive through this place, and there is a cemetery. So we get out of the car, and we all kind of explore this cemetery. And I have a K2 with me. I might have an Ovilus. I don't quite remember, but I have a K2 with me, and it starts going off. And I said, well, is this somebody who wants to talk with me? And it goes off again. And so I'm like, well, which way do you want to show me? First of all, I think I asked, are you buried here? And it went off. So I'm like, okay, would you show me where you are, please? And it went off again. So I would walk, and I'd use the K2, and I'd be like, if you want me to go straight, light up, and it wouldn't light up. Do you want me to take a right? And I'd move my K2 to the right, and it wouldn't go off. How about to the left? And then it would go off. So you got to get the idea of how it would like kind of direct me. Mm-hmm. And so I would be walking, and I'd keep asking the questions, and it would keep directing me to different areas. And I said, if we find where you are, would you take a picture with me, please? And it went off. Yes. So I'm walking around, and I said, is this where you are? Because it's just like, there's a reason why I came to that conclusion. Is this where you are? And the K2 went off. I said, will you take a picture with me? And it said yes. So I take a picture, and then it starts to pour on us. So we run back to the car, and I'm looking through, my pictures, like, did they take a picture with me? Did they take a picture with me? And I look, and there's nothing there. And I'm like, well, okay. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And there's like bushes. And I look, and I see something under the bushes, and I zoom in on it, and it's a grave marker.
Oh, wow.
that had been hidden, probably who knows how long. And I took my picture with them.
Huh, that is so cool.
And some of the questions I remember asking too was regarding the Civil War, like, were you a Civil War vet? And yes, they were. And were you part of the Union, which obviously in that area you're going to be. So it more than likely you're going to be okay. So I mean, that stuck with me for a long time. So that's why I wanted to ask the question. And once again, folks, the question is, have you ever taken a picture with a full-bodied apparition appearing in it, or for that matter, been guided by spirit to take photographs that became meaningful in any way? Once again, if you have, I'm going to be reading from my Facebook page, but also keep in mind you can call in if you have a good story, 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. Also, something to kind of keep in mind here. When I ask these questions, I am blessed by how many people respond, how many people share it out. But there's some Weisenheimer on the AM 950 page. Every time I post something about paranormal, this guy posts a laughing face every single time. Now, I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like, all right, that's fine. You don't believe. It's just like, I wish I could be as evolved as this gentleman, that I know so much about the universe that I can say with certainty the stuff that's on Ghostbox Radio is full of crap. You know what I mean, Adam?
Well, keyboard warriors know everything.
Well, they do. And, I mean, everyone has a right to their own belief system. And I firmly believe that. It's just more the fact that the idea that, this person wants to come and he goes out of his way to make a laughing emoji at the questions. That's what I find very interesting, but that's okay. You are allowed to do whatever you want. I mean, any interaction on the Facebook page for AM950 is a plus. We appreciate it. So it's just like, there he is again. Yep, he did the laughing emoji again. So going to my page, a couple things. A friend of mine, Brian, he says, I took a picture in the hospital a year ago, but it wasn't in the picture afterwards. And I'm not quite sure. I think what Brian might be saying is that he took a picture of something and he went back and he checked and that picture isn't there anymore. Reminds me of another story, Adam. This is creepy as,
I'll get out.
As all get out. And the thing is, so it's a friend of mine in the UK. My friend Steve, and he's always about asking me about paranormal stuff. He's not an investigator, but he's very fascinated by it. And he stayed at a hotel in a city called Starbridge, if I'm not mistaken. It's right by Birmingham in the UK. And Birmingham is about 3.5 hours, probably northwest from London. So he's like, I'm in this hotel room on the second floor. There is no way to get in or out without going through the main door to the room. And he was joking with the people there, saying how it's haunted and whatnot. And they all said, yeah, we've heard some stuff. They haven't seen a whole lot. And he's a keen photographer, using even his iPhone for like birds and nature and stuff like that. And so he the next day he's just like looking through his photos, and there's a picture of him in his bed in the hotel room that he's just staying in, from the where the window to the room is, on his phone.
Okay, so
he didn't take it.
He didn't take a selfie of himself. It was
he is laying in bed sleeping.
And they're on the other side, or was it his reflection?
Well, first of all, no one, I mean, someone took a picture of him. So it's nowhere near him. It's not like a selfie or anything. Oh. And they're it was like by where the window would be, where he had his phone. It's a picture of him while he was sleeping in his bed in that hotel room.
I've heard stories like that before. And that is beyond poltergeist.
It's something.
I don't even know what, and I know we're in a society where we categorize everything. So to me, that's more intelligent. That's stronger than a poltergeist.
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's something going on there, and you gotta believe what that is. So I'm gonna read a couple more here. Char Savoy, who you may recognize from such radio programs as this one, she wrote, yes, at Velisca. Velisca. It's not a full body, but a face of one of the kids. We were doing 2 nights there. We had to leave for the second day for the day tours. So while sleeping at the hotel, I was woken up telling me where to take the photo and what I would see. If I can find it, I will send it to you. So basically what she's saying is that she had somebody, she was woken up and somebody had reached out to her psychically to ask, like, say, this is where you need to take a picture and you're going to find something. And that's one of the kids. And for those who don't know about Velisca, a big story back in 1912, the Velisca Axe murder house, where 8 people were murdered at the house, 6 of them being children. So
wasn't it a mother, daughter, 2 friends who slept over, and then their 2 children?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the more tragic
and the father.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oof.
So, and it's unsolved to this day.
Yeah. There's I can't remember which one of the numerous paranormal YouTube and TV shows went through there, but there was one that took a psychic with them, and they're like, I see somebody just hanging out in the attic just smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, wow, I would love to look at the case files and see if there were cigarette butts and stuff found up there.
Oh yeah, no, as all that is very true. Someday, first of all, you should hear Char's story about Velisca. It will literally blow you away. My experiences at Velisca blew me away. It formed what I became as an investigator, and some of the spirit box responses I got for it were absolutely incredible. Now, did we have anyone on the line, Adam, or is that just
No, we do. We have Crunchy on the line.
Okay, why don't we do this? If Emily wouldn't mind holding off, why don't we take our break first? And when we come back, we got Emily on the line, and we're gonna do more stories, and we'll ease into this weekend. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Hello, I'm Jody, also known as Witch Jody on social media. I opened Midwest Witchery and Healing in historic Stillwater because as a nurse, I love to help others. When you come and visit Midwest Witchery and Healing, you will find everything from divination and magical services, classes to ritual tools, jewelries, handcrafted candles, witchy gear, and much more. My store is a safe environment for all on their own unique path. Look for the purple door. Find out more at MidwestWitcheryHealing.com.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with MetamorphosisConnections.com. MetamorphosisConnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search MetamorphosisConnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on MetamorphosisConnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting MetamorphosisConnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's MetamorphosisConnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Native American women and girls have dreams. They don't want to be 1 in 3 of every female who has been sexually abused. Many do everything in their power to make sure they are protected from being sexually assaulted, but they could be simply putting their bike away and get raped. Or they could be in their home and a boyfriend, dad, or even husband could rape them. It could be marital rape or date rape. If you don't want to do something, you have the right to say no. You should be believed and supported, and understand if you are raped, it's never your fault.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Feeling like people just don't get the vibrant rainbow unicorn that is your celestial essence? Have you been wondering how you stepped into this infernal, mundane timeline full of muggles, NPCs, and toilet paper shortages? Here at Magus Books and Herbs, we get you, and are staffed with real-life unicorns just waiting to help you rediscover your shine. So come explore your magical side with books, herbs, incense classes, and more at 1848 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis or online at magusbooks.com.
And welcome back to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you very much. It's Casual Friday, meaning that we just kind of loosen up a little bit. We just kind of talk about a few things. We got some articles we're going to read in a bit. We are talking, though, about the question of the week. And the question of the week, once again, is have you ever taken a picture with a full-bodied apparition appearing in it, or for that matter, have been guided by spirit to take a photograph that became meaningful to you in any way? And you can go ahead, put it in the comments over at Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken on Facebook, or you can call in at 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. That's where we're going right now. Emily is on the line. Hi, Emily. Welcome to Ghostbox Radio.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Adam. Thanks for taking my call. Get the call train rolling.
I appreciate it. We don't get them very often. We sometimes have to dust off the phone, so we appreciate it very much.
Let's do it. I love it.
So what you got for us?
Well, I did comment earlier on Facebook, but I also thought of kind of another one. Don't worry, they're both short.
No, take your time.
So the first one happened this summer, and I felt super compelled to go over by my little garden. And there was a butterfly there, and it was really beautiful. It wasn't like a monarch butterfly. It was something you don't see very often. And I snapped a series of 3 photos. And when I went back to look at them, none of them saved. They were just gone. They never saved, all 3 of them. It was like it never happened. So that was pretty strange. But
yeah,
I will say following that, it's super weird. But following that, I've gone through a lot of change, and so I sort of just take that as my sign that better things were coming.
Absolutely. I find it very I love the fact that a lot of us really do find power from seeing certain type of insects, if I may. I mean, dragonflies are also a huge one of, people see, especially when it comes to remembering people, loved ones who have passed and stuff. I just find that fantastic.
And that's that's what I took it as, is I know that I have some guardians, and I know that was one of them being like, you're on the right path. It's okay. So, yeah, it was really cool.
I love that. You said there's another one?
Yeah, and I may have talked to you about this before, but I don't remember, so I'll go ahead and say it again.
Go ahead.
So a couple summers ago, my son, he was about 8 or 9 at the time, and he felt compelled to go look out our window. And when he did, he saw an unidentified flying object and managed to get a few photos of it, which I still have.
I don't recall us talking about this before. I'd love to see those sometime if you wouldn't mind sharing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I will show you.
That is fantastic. Now, while we have you on the line, do you want to talk about your event in February?
Oh, goodness. I sure can. So it's Witchy Weekend on the St. Croix, and it'll be at the Grand Banquet Hall in downtown Stillwater. It's also during Stillwater Winterfest, so that's pretty fun. And we have you with us, of course. We're super excited to have you back with us and presenting your best evidence from your awesome years of experience. We also have several others coming to be with us as well. 20 plus vendors. There's food, but if you want tickets, there's only about 6 left.
Wow.
So it's almost sold out. So you can go to Witchy Weekend on the St. Croix. There's a Facebook page, and all the links and information are there.
That's great. Congratulations on pretty much selling out.
Thank you. Yeah, we sold out of VIP tickets in 2 days. So in 3 weeks, we're sold out. That's pretty cool.
That is really, really cool, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And we did that. The last one we did was was it in October when we did it last time, or was it early November? I forget.
It was actually late October.
Got it, late October. I'm so glad you weren't like, well, it was July, Greg. But no, it was
just to throw you off.
And it was a lot of fun. You put on a fantastic event, and that was your first one, wasn't it?
That was, yep, that was my first one.
Very cool for a first timer there, and you had so many details that were wrapped up very nicely and made everybody's experience really memorable. So congratulations on that, and I cannot wait for the next one. We'll if you know, it sounds like things are going really well, but if you want me to, I will bring it up again as we get closer as well.
It's all good. It's up to you. I trust your judgment.
Well, that's your first mistake. Yeah. All righty. Well, Emily, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thank you. Call in, everybody. It's so cool to just be a part of this.
Oh, that's so kind. Yeah, please do call in. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Bye, Greg.
Bye-bye. See, folks, it's not painful. It's not painful to call in. I mean, you know, we're nice people. Adam, we're all right, aren't we?
Yeah, sure. We're fine. Not, but
do not pay attention to the man at the AM 950 studio. Yeah, no, it's I appreciate the calls, and it's so nice to just kind of interact and talk about some of these experiences that people have. And I also know that it takes a little bit of guts to go on the air and put yourself out there. And I've had this experience now, Adam. We've had this over the last couple of weeks of people who are sharing some very important experiences, and I do not take that lightly at all, because these are important moments for people, and that's what we're here for, so that people know when they come in, they call in, that we're not just people who comment on the stuff. We are believers as well.
Yeah, we're not going to think that, what's the best way to put it? Like, I'm an open-minded skeptic, but I'm not going to take anyone's story as, it didn't truly happen. Every story is unique, and you notice when you start hearing more and more stories from people who don't even know each other, have never spoken to each other, how many different things end up lining up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think my favorite of that is whenever we talk about aliens, and especially alien hybrid children.
Okay, so last night, the wife and I watched the Barney and Betty Hill story.
Mm-hmm.
And what they were talking, a couple of the things that hit up on that documentary, I remember hearing from the Johns and Shar as well during our Alien special. And the Alien special that we did here on Ghostbox actually aired before the Hill's abduction story on Discovery Channel or whatever.
Yeah.
And so going back and watching that and remembering what both John on the phone and John Yost and what Shar were saying, it's like, holy cow. And, this one had happened back in the 1960s.
Absolutely. And, we've never replayed that. We should see about if there's a way that we can. I'd like to replay it in full if possible. I'll talk to Chad about that, see if there's any possibility. Otherwise, we'll just break it up. Want to kind of go on to some more stories here. Once again, folks, the question is, have you ever taken a picture with a full-bodied apparition appearing in it, or for that matter, been guided by spirit to take a photograph that became meaningful to you in any way? Let's see here. LC says, my friend did recently at Wabasha Caves in St. Paul. She felt like someone was following the group. Now, you can't see this because you are listening on the radio, but she did include the picture, and there is something there that I don't think anyone could really totally be able to explain. It's pretty incredible. By the way, if you go to Greg Bakken on Facebook, I just post stuff on my page, nothing personal, so you could see all of them right there, actually, which is interesting. Then John, he posts, this was some years ago, also at the Wabasha Street Caves, and he posts a picture once again of something that he just can't. That looks like looks like a face. I don't know if that's what that is, John. That's pretty incredible. So yeah, I love that stuff. In the comments, Julianne says that my team has caught a little boy, which once again, next week, we have Joe Frankie on Tuesday, where we're going to be talking about Amityville. And that one of my all-time favorite pictures is that little picture of the boy who's sticking his head out in the hallway at Amityville. You know which one I'm talking about, Adam?
I know exactly which one you're talking about. That is one of the photographs I absolutely love. It's got like because I know there have been people out there. It's like, no, it was somebody else who was there. It looks like, there was another adult there or whatever. But when you look at that picture, that image has those like kid chubby cheeks on it. Like,
oh yeah,
like every child up until like the age 7 or 8 might have. And
yeah.
that is, to me, one of the more striking photos that I've seen.
Oh yeah, very easily. John says, regarding that Wabasha Street Cave photo, he says the face, tan shirt, and blue jeans on. So that's pretty awesome. And we're really hoping that at some point we can get in there. Let's see here. Kelly says she caught this on her last trip to Missouri State Penitentiary, and it's a cell, and there's somebody in the doorway of the cell. So, yikes, I guess, to that. Let's see. Ryan says, I haven't, at least not me getting in the photo. And by the way, folks, I didn't necessarily mean like a selfie with a spirit. But a friend of mine has at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Old Town, San Diego, as well as a demonic case I did over a decade ago. The demon appeared next to the grandmother's niece, I believe. And let's see, he has a picture. If that's what I think it is, that is interesting. It's hard to say because, folks, it's a picture of a girl at a table. She's looking at it, and there is somebody behind the table turned as if they're doing something. They look like a person. Okay. And I need to talk to Ryan, because if that is indeed the person that we are talking about, being like entering the photo, that's incredible. Holy cow. Here, why don't I do this, folks?
I'm actually looking at your Facebook page now.
Well, and I think I'm going to do this. I mean, unfortunately, for those who are not, those who are on the radio, it's kind of hard to them to see what we're doing here. But let me see if I can do this real fast. And this should be able to help. Here we go. So if you take a look, it's tough to see, but you see there's like a black, there's a person behind the table there.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's talking about.
Oh my God. You can't even see like the face. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. That's incredible. Almost looks like, so I'm hoping we're talking about the same thing here, Ryan, because I'm going to say it looks like Lurch in a sense.
Thank you.
Also looks like the photo that's on the wall, actually.
Oh crap, yeah.
So,
oh my goodness, that is insane.
I really hope Ryan doesn't come back and say, actually, that's my dad, and we don't like him being called Lurch, so that whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty incredible. Let's see, what else do we got here? That is crazy. This is the demonic photo from, okay, so Ryan is again, ooh.
I just pulled up the one from the penitentiary in Missouri. Wow.
Here, this one is really going to stand by for Adam to sleep with the lights on tonight.
Oh, okay, yeah, I just pulled up that one. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's from a demonic case. And that is something that looks like something you don't want to mess with.
Exactly. Ryan, what kind of cases do you go on, man?
Well, he's a demonic, so.
What kind of camera does he have too? Because apparently his camera can capture everything, and I want it.
That almost looks like film. I don't know if it is, but you know what I mean, opposed to digital.
Yeah, it does.
That's Well, that's terrifying. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Here's the thing. You ask the questions, you get the answers, right? Let's see. Oh, Ryan again. Shadow figure woman in the speakeasy woman's bathroom. Oh, there's more. Oh my God.
I know. He like totally hit up your feed, and these are great photos.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to sharing here, and we're just going to
look at Ryan's photos for the rest of the hour.
No kidding. And if go to Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken and Facebook and rewatch some of these if you can, because this is really incredible stuff. Okay, so this is do you see it? So that's a shadow figure woman in the speakeasy woman's bathroom at the Rude Hotel near Lock Chinatown, Walnut Grove, California, not Minnesota, folks. Other shadow is outside the speakeasy. On one of my ghost tours, he is missing his feet.
Huh.
So I'm confused. Is it the one to the right or is it the one to the left?
I think it's the one to the left.
So the one with the
because it looks like
the for face.
Yeah, because it looks like the flash is covering up her face. But if that were the case, if that was a person taking from that angle, that photo, because if you look, it looks like whoever is the full person that you can see, who I believe is Diane Tom, you can see she's got the camera pointed backwards because you can see her arm in the bottom right corner.
It's not her, by the way.
Oh, it looked like her. I thought it was her.
It looks like her, but it's not her.
All right, but you can see her arm there. So that means the other shadow would have been cast by her, but the one on the left wouldn't be her.
And then, of course, you have this shadow figure. That's nightmare-inducing.
And then the scratches, the one right after that.
Yeah, I mean, if he says that that's real, that's real. Here's what I have a problem with. They're not bad. To me, if they say that's what it is, who am I to say? I see stuff like that where people are scratching themselves too sometimes. So, but if that's what Ryan says, so be it. Yeah, go to my page. There's a lot of shadow figures caught on camera. I'm not going to play through all those. But yeah, he blew it up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Those are some fantastic photos, though. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's out there, and I mean, for people who are like, and as Lynette says about the haha face person that posts those regarding like the emojis on the AM 950 page, he wouldn't be listening if he wasn't interested in your topics. I don't think he's listening. I think he just sees the posts and he's just like, no, that can't be. But I mean,
Dave Schrader, he's trying to get more people over to Paranormal 60 instead of here.
Yeah, right, exactly. But no, it's very interesting. So why don't we do this? Let's take our next break. When we come back, we got some stories we're going to get through, including Suzanne Summers. So you don't want to miss that. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Hello, I'm Jody, also known as Witch Jody on social media. I opened Midwest Witchery and Healing in historic Stillwater because as a nurse, I love to help others. When you come and visit Midwest Witchery and Healing, you will find everything from divination and magical services, classes to ritual tools, jewelries, handcrafted candles, witchy gear, and much more. My store is a safe environment for all on their own unique path. Look for the purple door. Find out more at MidwestWitcheryHealing.com.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on MetamorphosisConnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. MetamorphosisConnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. MetamorphosisConnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
My name's Michaela. When I got back from Iraq, I became pregnant and ended up homeless. Counselors helped us apply for VA supportive housing.
VA offers programs to help eligible veterans stay healthy, find a job, and secure or maintain safe, stable housing.
My life works now. I got help from VA, and now I'm on a mission to share these resources.
If you or a veteran you know is homeless or at immediate risk of becoming homeless, call 877-424-3838.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy overnight with a low of 4 below, wind chills of 15 below. Saturday, sunny, high of 9, but wind chills of 15 below in the morning. Make your next meal one to remember with an Eat Local Minnesota restaurant or food purveyor. See the current list of Eat Local Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors at eatlocalminnesota.com.
And join us Monday on Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken. We are going to be bringing on Megs, and she is from the true crime podcast, Drinking the Kool-Aid. And she's local here. She actually works with Mr. Zero, who we've had on the show a few weeks back. And it's nice to promote local podcasts and people who are very much interested in the true crime genre. So that's going to be Monday. And we're looking forward to having that conversation. We are doing Casual Friday tonight, which means that anything goes. If you have a topic you want to talk about, we don't have a ton of time left, but you're more than welcome to call in 952-946-6205. It's 952-946-6205. Everything okay over there, Adam?
Actually, I have this weird noise. Can you hear that through the microphone?
No.
Okay, yeah, there's a weird noise that just started here in the studio. So I don't know if things are about to go haywire or not, but it almost sounds like there's a car running.
Did something just fall over there?
Yeah.
Do you know what that was?
Not a clue.
Something fell over there just now.
I'm not liking this.
Well,
if the light goes on, though, people will be able to see it because it's that light where I'm pointing that always pops on.
Yeah. Can you turn the light on for Adam, please? He'd like to see it on.
All right. The noise just stopped.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So good luck with that. Let's see here.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you're feeling comfortable in the studio. So let's see here. Sorry.
Honestly, it's a blast when things like this happen. As I mentioned earlier, I'm an open-minded skeptic, so that's why I want more experiences to put them together and
absolutely,
create the answer.
Absolutely. All right. So we don't talk enough about Suzanne Summers on Ghostbox Radio.
No,
so we're gonna do that for a second here. Since Suzanne Summers' death, her husband, Alan Hamill, says several weird occurrences around his home have convinced him of the existence of an afterlife, okay? And so, according to Hamill, who is 87, okay, three strange things happened on the same day, starting with a hummingbird gone rogue, which is kind of in the same line as the monarch butterflies in a sense, if you think about it. So you have hummingbird gone rogue. He told Page 6 in a new interview. The bird flew into Hamill and Summers' Palm Spring, California home when Summers died last October, making several laps before it hovered right in front of a framed photo of the couple, he said. After hovering, it even landed on top and stayed there, Hamill added. Following the hummingbird's visit, the widower said his fireplace not only started all by itself, but also music began playing by Suzanne's favorite composer, an obscure artist, according to Hamill. And we actually have that music here right now. We're going to play it. Here it is. No one's ever heard of this guy, he added. Finally, as Hamill was about to shut his eyes at the end of the day, He said he could feel her laying beside him. Okay. Before Summers died, after her breast cancer spread, she throughout her body, Hamill said that he did not necessarily believe in an afterlife. In fact, the couple even joked about it together. We joked about when one of us passed, it would likely be me because I'm 10 years older, he said, recalling that Summers had told him, knowing you'll be on your way back before you've left. Now, Hamill is a staunch believer in the afterlife. I'm convinced of it, he says. I think there's something we don't understand. I think there's a plane somewhere after we discard our bodies. We still have our soul. I think our soul is energy, he continued. The soul must go somewhere and do something. Outside the strange experiences, he said his mind was also changed by her constant presence around him. The time when I'm with my family and I have one of my moments when I have to leave, I go into the bedroom, I'm alone in there, and I feel her presence, he shared. Once I interact with her presence, I go back and interact with the family, he said, adding that Summer's grandkids, one by one, have told me the same thing. I hope it's all true, he said, of the afterlife, noting that believing in it certainly makes the grieving process a lot easier. And if it is, we'll be reunited, he added. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When I read that article earlier today, it's like, man, that so kind of gave me the feels. It's like, that would be a good one to talk about tonight.
Yes, thank you for sending that over to us, Adam. That's really cool. And it's funny because we did talk about this, that we had the Olivia Newton-John one a few months back as well. That her family was getting some sort of communication, they believe, by her as well. Which I like that they're doing this, and I like that, like Hamill, for example, feels comfortable enough to share that information.
And I was in Suzanne Summers' presence once when I worked for one of the TV shopping networks that happens to actually be stationed here in Eden Prairie. She used to do a cosmetics line and weight loss line on that particular shopping network. And she was in studio one day, and a bunch of us got to meet her, and she was a very cool individual.
That's all I've ever heard about Suzanne Summers, is that she is a very good person.
Yeah.
So
and it seems so genuine.
Yeah. No, that's great. So I'm happy, and Hamill is absolutely right. For those who do believe in that there is more, and I dare be careful to say not so much like we're not talking about religious ways, and please don't be offended by me saying that, but when you're believing in the spiritualism side of it, and that you could believe that your loved ones are still around, it does make things a lot easier. It doesn't make it easy. Nothing will ever make that easy. But the idea that that this isn't it for them, that they're not just in the ground somewhere, that they are watching over us, and in some cases helping us, trying to make our lives better, being our guardian angels, if you will. That's what I wish more people would kind of keep in mind.
You would hope, but they're, like we've talked about numerous times, so many people only worry about the clicks, the demons, the horrible things. And like we were talking about Wednesday night with Ernie, the things that are going to get the clicks, the views, the visits, things like that are the ones where, it's an evil story. And most of the time that story isn't even going to be true. It's folklore that's been, added onto and added onto and added on over and over again. Like he was talking about the nurse Sarah from Waverly Hills. And I think if more and more people looked at the fact that spirits are nothing more than people without bodies, I think there could be a lot more progress in the paranormal realm. Instead of calling it a pseudoscience, we'd be able to call it a real science and turn it into theories and finally prove to everyone that there's more than meets the eye. That's kind of my goal for the paranormal. Is essentially just to prove, yes, there is something beyond this. And if there's something beyond this and everybody quits squabbling and starts working together, maybe, just maybe, we can start, getting along as a society even better, knowing that there's more to this than this.
So I had a conversation online with somebody who is like, I always get this. I'm really interested in the paranormal work you're doing. And then it will always be like something like, well, it kind of freaks me out because I have a lot of nightmares and stuff. And I said, well, I think the thing to kind of keep in mind is that uh, just because you have nightmares doesn't mean it's paranormal related, or the fact that a lot of people look at paranormal as something scary. But if you look at the fact that it's also very beautiful, maybe that might help in some way. And they're like, well, I have epilepsy, and certain things trigger to have headaches. And I said, I totally understand, but I still stand by my statement, because to me it's like, at the end of the day, I think the mindset needs to be changed so that people, once again, we've said this many times, like doing a paranormal investigation is not like taking a ride at Walt Disney World at the Haunted Mansion. You don't get on, you have some time there, and you get off and you go home. What it is that you have to be very careful. You have to be careful for yourself and careful of the situation. Also, the idea of looking at paranormal activity and just assuming that all of it is scary, really it comes down to about 1% that is actually that could be truly frightening. Everything else is probably due down to something else. So I find that, and I don't know, I think the problem is, Adam, I think a lot of people really like the scary aspect to it. They don't want to know about the beautiful side of it. They don't want to know about the monarch butterflies, or the picture of the gravestone, because they want to be remembered. They only want to go to the places that mass murderers have been, or that people have been incarcerated because they were, quote, horrible people or whatever. And I think that's going to be the thing that really will be hard to turn people's head around, especially as long as TV shows really focus on those type of cases in the shows.
You're 1,000% right on that. I couldn't agree with you more. That's why it's like you said, it's not a ride at Disney World. It's not Adventure Island. These are people, granted you can't see them, but these are people you are dealing with who had lives, who had families, who have personalities.
Absolutely. And, that's why this show exists, because, we do talk about demonology. We do talk about some of the scary stuff, but we also, we bring on the people who want to share the beautiful side of it, because there is that side of it. And hopefully that we get one person to be just like, you know what, I get that now. And I see why that this is actually such an amazing possibility that we can talk to our loved ones. Lynette says, I don't want to go to the scary places. Lynette, you are absolutely right. And, I don't know if you've ever done investigations or anything, but you can do it without going to scary places. When we do like Para-Friends events and stuff like that, we take people to places that are not scary, because that is not the goal of what we try to do. We're not there to scare people. We're there to enlighten them and give them the possibility of a spiritual encounter, communication with spirit. That's all we're trying to do here. And we can't even guarantee that. There is no guarantee of any of that, but more than likely there is something to be said to that. And, Adam, as you've experienced, yourself, I mean, there is something about the beautifulness of being able to have spirit talk to you, and that they're talking to you.
Yeah. And it is completely life-changing. I can attest to that 100%, that it is life-changing. Went with you and Shar and a group of other folks to the Grant House, and the first room that I got to sit in and investigate with my wife and a woman named Sarah Beck.
Yep.
We got 2 crystal clear EVPs, and it is one of the coolest moments of my life to sit down there on my bed, put my headphones on, hit the recorder, and hearing a voice that wasn't in that there. That is so amazing.
It is amazing. And also to Lynette's point as well about the going to scary places. And this is what Walt Disney World, or, the Haunted Mansion actually does get right, in a sense. It's funny because at the end of the ride, it kind of gives the situation that this ghost is going to come home with you. And it's like, that's funny because that is a real possibility any place you go to, but really the scary places, the places that have a lot of, dark activity, those are the places you have to be very careful about, because you never know if something is going to latch onto you. And if you're not prepared, if you're not mentally prepared for those situations, then anything can happen. And that's pretty frightening, actually.
Yeah, that's when it really gets dangerous.
It is, and we take great care with the people that come to our events to make sure that that they're as safe as possible, and that is just something that we always make sure of. We're going to have some new events being announced here very soon. But as we wrap up the week, don't forget, on Monday, we're going to have on Megs from the True Crime Podcast, Drinking the Kool-Aid. Please make sure to visit ghostboxradio.com to find past episodes of our radio shows, and like us over at Facebook at Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken. Also, send any comments or feedback. Please send over to comment@ghostboxradio.com. And don't forget to check out the Best of Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken, airing Saturdays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 4 p.m. And then finally, of course, whether you're chasing spirits or just drinking them tonight, please be careful out there. And we'll see you Monday as we talk with Megs of Drinking the Kool-Aid podcast. Everyone, have a great weekend. Adam, you have a great weekend, and take care, everybody.
The Tom Hartman Show. Now, that's Smart Radio, AM 950, KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis.